It was a calm evening in Paris, the kind of night when the Eiffel Tower shimmered with a golden glow and the city hummed softly with secrets. Yet somewhere in the heart of the city, a story was unfolding that would soon ignite every corner of the internet. At first, it was just a blurry picture, a silhouette, a reflection on the glass of a luxury restaurant window. But for ARMY, the ever-watchful fans of BTS, it was unmistakable. Kim Taehyung, better known as V. No one had expected to see him in Paris that evening. He wasn't scheduled for any public appearances. No brand events. No red carpets. Just silence until that one photo surfaced. Within minutes, Taehyung in Paris was trending worldwide. What began as a casual sighting quickly spiraled into a frenzy of speculation. Who was he with? Why was he there? And why did he look so serious? Some fans thought it was a quiet dinner before Celine's upcoming Fashion Week show, Taehyung's longtime fashion connection. Others believed it was something far more personal. The dimly lit ambience, the secrecy, and the absence of his usual entourage only deepened the mystery. That night, Paris didn't just host another celebrity dinner. It hosted the birth of 1,000 rumors and, perhaps, the start of something none of us were ready for. Few knew that Taehyung had landed in Paris 2 days before that fateful dinner. His arrival had been deliberately quiet. There were no cameras at the airport, no fan crowds, no stylists posting behind-the-scenes snaps. For someone of his global stature, such an entrance was nearly impossible, unless it was planned. A source close to the event later told Yellow Korea. He requested everything to be private. No press, no photos. He wanted to experience Paris in peace. Peace, an ironic word considering what would come next. According to flight trackers and a handful of sharp-eyed armies, Taehyung's plane had touched down in the early morning hours. A black car waited discreetly by a side exit, avoiding the usual VIP routes. From there, he was reportedly taken to a luxury boutique hotel in the 8th arrondissement, famous for housing celebrities who want privacy. But why Paris and why now? Fashion insiders suggested that Celine's creative director, Hedi Slimane, had personally invited Taehyung for a private preview of the brand's upcoming line. Others believe the visit had more emotional undertones, that perhaps, amid his busy life as a global icon and upcoming solo projects, Taehyung was seeking a quiet escape. Social media, however, had other theories. Some thought he was meeting an artist he admired. Others speculated it might involve music, a secret collaboration, maybe even a visual project. The guesses grew wilder by the hour. Yet, what no one could deny was this. When Taehyung walks into a city, the world notices, even if he doesn't say a single word. The restaurant was hidden in plain sight, a small, candlelit French establishment tucked between two art galleries near the Seine. Known only to insiders, it was a place where the world's elite met quietly, where deals were made, and where privacy was guarded more fiercely than the recipes themselves. On that night, the restaurant was fully booked, yet curiously, there were no other diners visible through the windows. The street outside had an unusual calm, as if time itself paused to witness what was about to happen. At 8:45 p.m., a sleek black Mercedes pulled up in front of the entrance. Out stepped Taehyung, dressed simply yet impossibly elegant. A black coat draped over a turtleneck, his hair effortlessly tousled, and his expression unreadable. No paparazzi. No fan screams. Just the soft click of his shoes against the Parisian pavement. Inside, the lights were warm, golden, and intimate. Only a few tables were set. The manager himself greeted him quietly, escorting him to a private booth at the far end of the room, one shielded by velvet curtains. It was there, sources claimed, that Taehyung met someone. The details of that meeting remain a mystery, but fragments of the story began leaking almost immediately. A restaurant staff member, speaking anonymously to a local entertainment page, described the scene. He wasn't alone. There was a woman with him, elegant, quiet, maybe an artist or model. They spoke softly, laughed once or twice, but mostly they looked serious. Within hours, the internet caught fire. Fans began connecting dots between Taehyung's appearance and the guest list of the upcoming Celine event. Rumors suggested that he was dining with a French muse connected to the brand, while others swore it was a private dinner with a well-known European producer. The photos that leaked only added to the confusion. A dim image, Taehyung's profile half-lit by candlelight. A wine glass. The hint of another silhouette across from him. That was all it took. Twitter, TikTok, and every fan platform erupted. Taehyung in Paris. V's secret dinner. Who was with Taehyung? Each tag trended within minutes. Edits flooded in, dissecting his outfit, analyzing the background reflections, and even matching the restaurant's decor to known celebrity hangouts. But amidst the chaos, one thing was certain. Taehyung hadn't expected the world to find out. As more details emerged, the narrative began to twist. The mystery woman theory started to fade when fans noticed another familiar face in one of the blurred images, a figure who, after enhancement and comparison, seemed to match a well-known Paris-based art director who had previously collaborated with major luxury brands. It was no longer just about who Taehyung was dining with, it was about why. Speculation split into camps. Camp 1. Those who believed it was strictly business. They pointed out Taehyung's connections in the fashion and art world, his deep admiration for photography, his friendship with top designers, and his growing reputation as a creative visionary beyond music. Camp 2. Those who believed it was personal. A few fans recalled an earlier Weverse post where Taehyung had written about wanting to share art with someone who understands it. To them, this dinner was more than professional, it was emotional, intimate. But the biggest twist came when a French entertainment blogger, known for credible celebrity leaks, posted a cryptic story. V met with two key figures from the Parisian art scene tonight. Something big is coming. Not fashion, something deeper. The post disappeared within an hour, but screenshots were already circulating. What did something deeper mean? A new artistic project? A film? A solo concept that no one had seen coming? Even Korean media began to pick up the story. Dispatch, The Ko, and Naver forums filled with speculation. Articles were cautious, hinting at possible collaborations without naming names. Big Hit remained silent, offering neither confirmation nor denial, a silence that only amplified the mystery. The following day, Taehyung was spotted again, this time leaving his hotel with a serene smile and a coffee in hand. No entourage, no visible stress. As if he knew the world was buzzing, but he refused to feed the fire. A fan who saw him described the moment perfectly. He looked calm, like he was at peace. Maybe that's what made us even more curious, because he didn't look like someone hiding anything. He looked like someone who already knew something we didn't. That statement resonated with millions. Because for years, Taehyung had built an image of duality, soft yet bold, mysterious yet honest, artistic yet deeply human. And that night in Paris, that duality became a living story. We'll explore the global reaction, how armies broke down every possible clue, how Celine's team responded, and how fan theories turned into global headlines. By the time the Paris sun rose the next morning, the internet had already turned into a battlefield of theories, emotions, and digital detectives. Every corner of the ARMY fandom, from Weverse to TikTok, was alive with speculation. One fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "This isn't just dinner. This is Taehyung's era of transformation. He's working on something huge." Another replied, half joking, half crying, "Working on something huge? I'm working on my sanity trying to figure out who that woman is." The memes came quickly, as did the emotional breakdowns. Some fans posted heartfelt messages about trusting Taehyung's choices and respecting his privacy. Others dove headfirst into decoding mode, analyzing shadows, comparing watch brands, even matching wine glass reflections to the restaurant's known table settings. ARMY detectives were unstoppable. A few noticed that the restaurant had previously hosted creative dinners for artists and photographers. That small clue gave rise to one of the most widespread theories. That Taehyung's dinner was part of a secret visual art project, perhaps a film short, or even a music video connected to his solo career. Soon after, fans uncovered that one of the rumored guests, a Parisian creative director named Lucien Moreau, had recently followed Taehyung on Instagram. Within hours, Lucien's following count dropped again, as if he had realized the